Gamers, I think that Destiny 2 is done. I think we're in trouble. I think we might be in some serious murky waters here. Recently, Bungie just announced the Season 2 update for Marathon and also another patch that will go live right before Season 2 for Marathon. It is also important to note that Bungie will be experimenting with some PvE only focused runs for Marathon, along with a new mode that's like PvE focused with a PvP element to it. That's kind of like PvP light. So they've made the active effort to bring the more casual audience in, or bring even the Destiny audience in with a PvE mode. Depending on how this actually does end up, I might give it a shot, I might not. But I don't think this is really good for Destiny 2. Because here we are again in another situation where we are 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away roughly, from the launch of what is seemingly the new update for Destiny 2, which we still don't know all that much about yet, other than the raid and dungeon loot reprisal, quality of life changes to the director, and potentially a Pantheon 2.0 mode. But the last time Bungie were preparing for a season in Marathon, there was a delay for the Destiny update that was supposed to come out in March. And it was originally called Shadow and Order. I don't think that update has a name now. But yeah, this doesn't look good. I think it's going to be another delay until probably about September, because I think that a majority of Bungie's focus has shifted over to Marathon. And I think this is really where we start to see Destiny kind of go into a maintenance mode, and if there is new content for the game, we could be in a situation where we might not get it for years. It's more so coming from the place of, I don't trust Bungie anymore. I don't trust anything that they've said. They've been promising for over half a year at this point that we're going to get some sort of roadmap and overall plan for the future of Destiny. All we know is that there are supposed to be 2 more expansions coming in the Fate saga that we don't know anything about. I can talk about, lore stuff and where things could potentially be headed, in terms of environments and that we explore and enemies we fight and stuff like that. But we've literally got nothing. And it's getting closer and closer. And I know that there's some lighter twids in the pipeline for the next few weeks here and all that stuff. Prepare for a scenario where this update gets delayed again. We'll probably get our Solstice of Heroes in July and maybe some Iron Banner. There is an Iron Banner rework coming in the next update whenever that decides to come out. And I know Bungie has been notorious pretty much this decade as a whole for revealing season content or just any content of the game pretty much like 2 weeks or less before that content comes out. I think leaving the entire audience in the dark is bad. Bungie fucked up. This is what happens when you put all of your resources into a new game, new universe, new franchise that is in a genre that's so particularly niche. There was no way that it was going to land with casual players and be nearly as successful as Destiny was. But I fear with the overall lack of communication that we continue to have from Bungie, it's just going to be another scenario where they're going to delay it again. And then if they don't, where do things go from there? Is this the last Destiny update for a long time? Is Bungie being forced overall to essentially have the game die out by shareholders or whoever? I don't know. But it doesn't look good. I'm curious to see how that all turns out. That's my thoughts on the situation. Bit of a shorter video, bit of a shorter thoughts video. Yeah, I don't think it looks good. We haven't heard anything. I mean, there's a potential we learn something next week, but with as light as the Twids are, and even with the type of content that we're getting in the Twids, where, the only thing they are really talking about is the new emblems and, how the community's interacted and how much they love the community and how much they love to give back and all this stuff, but it doesn't look good. Destiny shot itself in the foot by being a free-to-play model game, but at the same time, with that change happening as long as it did, they had the biggest opportunity to create one of the most successful franchises in gaming overall, but instead they chose to make Marathon, and now with that being their new game, the pressure from the shareholders is there to make that the thing. And I, through this, through the Sony earnings call, and just through the way things have been for the last, since Final Shape, Bungie does not have the capacity to manage both Marathon and Destiny. And the shareholders, in my opinion, and Sony and higher ups at Bungie are choosing Marathon over their cash cow, which inevitably I think in the future will cost Bungie greatly, whether that involves them being just absorbed into Sony and having the IPs passed on to different developers, or Destiny, Marathon, and Bungie are just done. But yeah, that's the reality we face. And as Destiny players, I'm not trying to be like super negative, but that's real. This if this update does come out, it could be the last one, but this update honestly might get delayed with what we know now. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, it means you don't like Destiny 2, which I completely support you in, because you are entitled to your own opinion. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.